Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm getting my hair cut by Charlie at Jonathan Rhodes. I own a pub and also a financial advisor, and been coming for these guys for the last couple of months, and I keep coming back for some reason.
So what we're going to do with Adrian's hair, we're going to do a 0.5, probably about midway to the temple, and we're just going to blend our way up. Probably going to stop the clippers about here, and then scissor cut to blend these bits into the top. And then maybe around the edges, do just a very light zero, just to taper it in at the neck. So what I've done, got my my wool clippers, and I'm just starting off with a 0.5 guard, closed, and I'm just going to hold it in reverse and put in my line. The reason I'm holding it back to front is so I can get that a little bit closer, and I can just pretty much like pencil draw in my line. I know for a fact that this line I'm just drawing is obviously a 0.5. So above this line, I've just got to fade out. As I go around to the occipital bone, I've dipped down to go around it. Now I'm going to angle myself back up and realign myself with the temple. Just got my 0.5. What I like to tend to do with beards is I like to have them in a point. We'll be doing a beard trim as well, so I'll get out the cut throat razor and I'll just line that up. I've now swapped over to my guard one, fully closed still, and I'm now just going to hold it at like a 90 degree, like that, and I'm just going to flick the line. What holding your clippers at 90 degrees, what that basically does is that it makes it that little bit longer, just very slightly. So if I held that flat, that is actually shorter than that. The reason I want it that little bit longer is because it's going to make it easier for me to blend out this second line that I've just made here. Sweet, so now I've done that, I've actually gone back to my 0.5 guard now, and I'm going to fully open it. So I've now got two lines. I've got this very faint 0.5 line that I drilled in earlier, and now I've got this one line that I've flicked. Having this fully open, actually I'm maybe a little bit close, I'm going to hold it flat, and I'm going to flick away the rest of this line. Keep the skin taut, just to make sure I really get in there. The only thing I've got to worry about as doing this is I make sure I don't push too high. If I go too high, I'm going to hit this line and it's just going to make all the hair short. I don't want to go that high. As I flick up, I actually kind of, as I'm holding it flat, I kind of I U it, like that. Yeah, man. We're just left with one line. Now just got to get that one out. I'm actually going to go for just no guard, completely closed, and get out my wool comb. What I know, the reason I do this technique is if I hold this flat, this is a grade 1. Very similar to what I did before when I flicked it. So this is the same length as that there. If I dig it in and then slowly angle it out, the hair is going to get longer. The more I angle it, the longer it gets. So I'm going to take rid of that weight. The reason behind me keep going over the same section is because every time I'm going a little bit higher and I'm angling my comb that little bit more. So clean off, a little bit higher, clean off. And you can see here, that line has now slowly faded out, whereas here where I have not been, my line is still there. So line, and then this is where I've clipper overcomb, slowly disappeared. Instead of going left to right, I'm now going up and down. This is just to make sure I really get in there, get those fine individual hairs. Again, just like when I put that initial 0.5 line, I dip down, doing the exact same with my comb. So like here, I'm holding it pretty much in line. And as I've gone to here, I'm now actually slightly dipped down. That's just to fade around that occipital bone. All I'm going to do is just like weight line here, scissor overcomb. Let's wet that down. Reason behind doing scissor overcomb or over any other technique is one, obviously personal preference, and two, I feel like it gives it a softer edge. So what I'm going to do is use the fine teeth of my comb, and I'm going to keep a static blade. Basically what that means is I'm going to keep this blade here, the one that's holding up by my ring finger. So I'm just going to put my thumb in and just do that. Keep it nice and static, nice and controlled at that pace. The reason I'm only using my thumb is I'm keeping nice and steady control. As I'm combing up the head, I'm slowly pulling my comb away from it.
What was it, 4 AM? First night was 5. Yeah, it worked at 9. Yeah. But yeah, you get back in the tank and then we'll sleep, you just sort of like chat and think, well, it's live, isn't it? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Fucking bird again. But the same as well, because it's like my first year, I didn't really be that guy, like,
So well, now that scissor overcombed, actually, you can still faintly see there's still a weight line. The reason I've left that there is so when I unclip this top, and I can pull them both together, and I can connect the sides to the top, like that, like so. Before I move on to the top though, if there's any impurities on the side, on the back and sides, like there's some random weight lines, if you look closely, some around here, I just like to hold the scissors flat to the head like that. Obviously I'm going to move his ear because there's a slight line there. Hold it flat. I'm just going to point cut it. The reason behind this is because it's just breaking up that line. Sweet. So now we're actually blending the sides to the top. So you can see where I scissor overcombed and I left that a little bit longer. So I just need to connect the shortest piece to this longest piece. Sweet. Just blends it together. So that weight line I did leave, it's now gone. Yeah, I thought that too. Same on the sides. Shortest point, longest point. Just connect them up. Normally I just whip out the clippers, just buzz cut it in and out. But obviously the camera's on. You love the camera, so.
It's been following me everywhere today.
It's been following you everywhere. So what I'm going to do is start off at the back, just work my way forward, taking sections. Pick up the side where I connected it, shortest point. And now the top is officially connected to the sides. Just because it is quite curly hair,
I do like a bit of point cut.
You do like a bit of point cut, obviously to get some texture in there. But I'm initially going to club cut, just so I can connect the sides, get a nice baseline.
Don't forget the point cut.
Oh, I won't point cut.
What?
I'm actually over directing the fringe now. I'm pulling it back. Basically what all over directing does is make it that bit longer. Still connecting it to my baseline. It's just that bit longer.
Working one of those. Oh, okay, yeah.
Sweet. Now I'm going to take
Ladies going there.
sections in an opposite direction.
You checked with me?
So now I've got my shortest point there, and this is the very front of the hairline. This is the fringe. I will actually be point cutting this. The reason behind me point cutting is just to add some texture, and I don't want to take it too short. Not on this fringe. He's got a massive, massive forehead. You don't want to show that.
Not like that.
Don't want to show that.
Sorry? You look better at age.
Fuck you, excuse me, but you're
Now that we've taken it down to the desired length that I choose, we're just gonna now actually texture it. So this is where I'm point cutting. So before I club cut it, just to get my baseline, normally people would point cut it just to add texture. But I wanted to make sure I got that line first, and this is how I'm gonna add texture. With comb, I'm gonna point cut. As I go in, I'll do it slower. I go in and I only close the scissors as I pull out. That basically like just feathers the hair. It's not going to leave massive missing chunks of hair in his head. And all the hair that I've been cutting off, you can see it's just collected in my comb. You can just Don't carry again. I'm finger drying you. I'm finger drying you. It's just a natural, messy hairstyle. Nice and easy maintenance. And you can see where our point cut is. Just all that texture. Just random spikiness. With the beard, we've got that point. Just going to hold it on my clippers back to front, just line it straight up. I will be going back over this with a cut for a razor. I just want to make sure I got my line in there first. Now I'm just lining up the throat. Now we're just going to trim up the mustache, basically taking it off the upper lip. What I tend to do, just comb it down with the fine teeth, turn them on and just hold them at an angle like that. Use my other hand just to stabilize it and just carve your way around the lips. As you can see, as I make my way to the arch of the lip, I like angle it down slightly. This is so they can eat food again without getting it all caught in his mouth. So now we actually trim the beard itself. Get out my wall comb, anything with wide teeth really, and just comb it out ever so slightly. And every hair that's not in line, because we want that nice curved shape, I just cut back in Again, I'm gonna hold my hand just to stabilize it. Keep this blade still. I don't need to move it. All I need to do is move my thumb. So I've got full control. And visually, I can see what hairs need to be trimmed back. Change my angle, just so I can get that nice curved shape. As long as my hand is perfectly still and controlled, you'll be alright. I won't cut his face, won't cut his ear, I'll be alright. The reason I'm using scissors instead of clippers is I can stop it, but I've got full control. If I use clippers, I've actually got to turn them off, and I may not even turn them off in time, and you may have a chunk out of his beard. Whereas scissors, full control. Pretty much treating my scissors as if they were clippers. I'm constantly changing the angle of my scissors due to just a comfortable hold and to get that nice round shape. Lovely. So now you can see I've just got rid of all those random flyaways. I've got that rounded shape again. It's just a cooling gel. Do it around the hairline, the beard line.
I'm still working on finding another supplier, so depending on do I get the supplier, depends on how much I sell it to, I don't know what I'll sell it at trade yet.
So I'm working on a tail apprenticeship. Well, I've got my mate does my tails, he's been teaching me, and then this whole stick and post stuff, yeah, it's just like, he showed you obviously the process.
I just like to flick out that hairline, just tapers it a little bit. Just dapper down Matt Clayman. Nice, natural, messy look.
Palm size,
Does it hurt more or less?
I think it's less, because it's not so like, it's like, yeah, it's like literally, yeah, just as many times as I do it. And obviously with the
Now that you've made it to the end of the video, go ahead and treat yourself to some fine Beardbrand products over on our shop. If you're not already a subscriber, be sure to do that. And finally, keep on watching some more of our awesome videos.